I will never forget the day, July 4th, 2015. Not because Independence Day, but because my baby made her independence on that day. It all started on July 3rd, 2015, about 10:30 p.m. I stood at my packing station Amazon Fulfillment Center in Chesterfield, Virginia. The only thing that comforts you there is plastic bins slamming, conveyor belts going, boxes folding at record speed, and loud tape machines. Every now and then you'll see a friendly face walk past and engage you in conversation, but that was far in between. But this particular night, I was preoccupied with the regret of leaving my 36-week pregnant wife home in pain. I constantly reminded myself with pleasant thoughts. I would say to myself, everything's gonna be okay. She has the emergency number to call if anything happens. So at 11 p.m., a manager came by my station and said, "Hey, Arian, would you like to go home? You can leave at lunch." I was like, yes, absolutely, because I knew I would be able to get back home with my wife. So the next 10 minutes felt longer than the 5 hours that I had worked already. But as soon as that bell rang, I ran for the door. Getting to this building is like getting through a busy airport the day before Thanksgiving. I swiped my card, and you have to go through airport security to get out. Full metal detector and everything. After I made my way through security, I met a torrential summer downpour of rain. By the time I got to my car, it was 11:28. I snatched over my glove compartment to tell my wife, "Baby, I'm coming home." But on the contrary, I had got a text from her earlier saying my mom is coming over, might be headed to the hospital. I'll call the emergency number if I do so. That was at 10:27 p.m., followed by going to the hospital. I called the emergency number. No one said anything. That was at 11:13 p.m. So I quickly texted, "On my way, where are you?" at 11:29 p.m. She replied, "We are about 10 minutes away from the hospital," at 11:30 p.m. I sped off into the night. It's going to take me about 30 minutes to get to the hospital. She said, "Come to the emergency room. They're taking me to labor and delivery." I said, "Cool." So I texted back and said, "I'll be there." I finally made my way to the hospital, and the lady at the desk pointed me in the right direction, so I ran to the room. By the time I got to the room, my wife was hooked up to all these machines and monitors that I was so afraid to touch her. I gave her a kiss and stood back. They gave her medicine to lessen the pain, but even though the pain was lessened, the monitor said differently. The doctors made a decision to keep her overnight just to monitor her so that she could go home in the morning because it was too early for the little one to come. We were moving into another room where we were recommended to get comfortable. We fell asleep about 4:30 a.m. The doctor came in the room around 8 a.m. to wake her up and give her some medicine. My mother-in-law questioned their methods. "Shouldn't you check and see if she is dilated before you give her medicine?" The doctor responded, "No, she's fine. Well, we'll check afterwards." I'm like, I'm hungry. I will get us something from Subway. I was in a text conversation with my mother-in-law as I placed my order for a spicy Italian sub sandwich. She replied to me, "Turkey and ham sub half sandwich with lettuce, tomatoes, onions, spinach, green peppers, and mayo, and mustard, and black pepper on a cheese sub roll." This is about 10:14 a.m. "Would you like it toasted?" I replied. She said no. Then she sent another text said, "Doctor just checked, baby is on the way. She is dilated." This was 10:16 a.m. She added, "Oh wow, me too." I texted back right away at 10:16 a.m. I quickly paid for my food and ran back to the room. "What happened?" I asked, coming in the room. "Suit up, your daughter will be here in less than an hour." The doctor ordered me. I put on my coverall, and we were in the room within a half an hour. They took my wife into the room to prepare her for delivery. While I sat outside the door, I prayed. They allowed me in about 20 minutes later to comfort my wife while she delivered. It only took about 15 minutes before I was introduced to my new baby girl. I have been stuck on her ever since. Ariel Jasleen Hickson is my new heart.